the shadowed hollows of Deep Creek, Kentucky, spring brought more than just the bloom of wildflowers in May 1894. For months, a quiet dread had settled over the farms. Chickens vanished from their coops, eggs disappeared without a trace, and young pigs and lambs went missing under the cover of night. Folks whispered of a thief in the woods, something unnatural stalking the fringes of their lives. Then, one fog-choked evening, Joseph Ewalt saw it. He'd been tending his fence line when a hulking shape loomed out of the mist. It stood upright like a man, but no man bore such a ghastly visage. Great tangles of white hair, coarse as a horse's mane, spilled from its head and face, swaying in the damp air. Its legs were matted with dark, bristling fur, and a tattered scrap of sheepskin hung low, barely covering its grotesque form down to its knees. But it was the eyes, or what should have been eyes, that froze Ewalt's blood. Twin pits of flickering fire, glowing red as hell's own coals, matched by a jagged maw that spat embers with every ragged breath. He stumbled home, half mad with terror, swearing he'd glimpsed a demon. Word spread, and the men of Deep Creek resolved to hunt the thing. They kept vigil through sleepless nights, rifles trembling in their hands, until one gray dawn when F. Boston and his boys caught sight of it. The creature shambled toward their barn, its silhouette towering against the paling sky, an impossible 62 feet of sinew and claw, or so fear warped their reckoning. Its feet were gnarled talons, its hands twisted like a mountain cat's, flexing as it moved. They watched, hearts pounding, as it burst from the barn with 3 chickens clutched in its grip, feathers drifting in its wake. Tom Boston raised his shotgun and fired, the blast echoing across the hollow. The thing didn't falter. It bolted impossibly fast, a blur of white hair and flame, vanishing into the black mouth of a nearby cave. The men rallied their neighbors, armed with torches and grim resolve, and crept to the cave's edge. Bones lay scattered at the entrance, gnawed ribs of pigs, fragile skulls of lambs, mingled with tufts of feathers and the sour stench of decay. They stood there, peering into the dark, until a few braved a step inside. The air grew thick, cold as a grave, and then it came. An unearthly yell, a sound that clawed at their souls, half scream, half roar, reverberating from the depths. They fled, boots slipping on wet stone, the echo of that cry chasing them into the daylight. They tried again, desperate to end it. Smoke billowed into the cave as they piled brush and set it ablaze, but the beast never emerged. The fire died, the smoke cleared, and the silence that followed was worse than the scream. Whatever it was, it lingered still, untouched, waiting in the dark heart of Deep Creek. And every night since, the farmers bolted their doors, listening for the rustle of feathers or the distant crack of bone.